Good morning, everyone. It's an absolute honor and pleasure to be back here once again. And my thanks, of course, to Huawei for inviting me once again. You know, at an event like this, it's pretty easy to take for granted just how far we've come as an industry in a relatively short space of time. The first mobile phone call was in 1973, about 50 years ago. It took a while for the technology to take off and become consumer-friendly. The first GSM call was only in 1991, and that's just over 30 years ago. And today we have over 5.6 billion unique connections around the world, and our network's covering roughly 96% of the global population. It took 12 years for 3G to reach the 1 billion mark. It only took 3 years for 5G to reach the same milestone. Today, we're on track to have over 2 billion 5G users by the end of the year. As you can tell, with each new generation of connectivity, the rate of adoption seems to grow even faster. And today, we're in the next tech revolution, possibly the biggest in the world, the biggest the world has ever seen, with 5G advanced and AI taking off at pretty much the same time. So today, I thought we could look at the opportunities that lie ahead and what it will take to get us all there. So let's start by looking at the road to 5G over the past few years. As I alluded to earlier, 5G has had the fastest rollout of any generation, and the numbers on the charts clearly show that. They show the percentage of the subscriber base using the technology over each of the quarters after launch. Now, in the case of 5G, for example, the figure starts in Q1 2020, and as you can clearly see, the difference between 3G, which is in red, and 4G, which is in black, was fairly minimal, whereas 5G in green here has just powered completely ahead. Today, we have around 300 mobile operators in more than 100 countries who've launched commercial 5G services, and by the end of the decade, more than half of the mobile connections in the world will be 5G. Now, looking to the market leaders, this slide shows the forecast of the leading markets as of May this year, again normalized as a percentage of the subscriber base. Today's numbers are in dark red, and the forecast of 2030 is in bright red. It will be no surprise to anybody to see North America and China among the leaders, followed by the Europeans, and of course Africa trailing a little bit behind. Now these are of course percentages, so just to add a little bit more colour to that, China alone has around 48% of global 5G subscribers, and that's almost 1 billion at this point in time. As 5G accelerates, we've seen many use cases emerging. In China alone, there are over 50,000 of them, covering everything from aviation to automotive, mining to manufacturing. Almost every sector has been touched by 5G in some way. With 3GPP release 18 this year, 5G Advanced is now coming into play and capturing the attention of operators as they continue their search for new revenue streams and greater customer engagement. So what will 5G Advanced bring? We see three key areas where it'll push the boundaries. The first is performance improvements through enhancing existing tech, enhancing new technology to improve services. We've already seen examples of this with China Mobile using Huawei's cloud-native calling platform to add rich visual content to conventional voice calls. Huawei's platform opens a dedicated video channel alongside a voice call, making the calls more engaging and opening up opportunities for businesses to promote offers and share information. The second area is better management and efficiency. According to China Mobile and Huawei, the cross-layer transformation features for XR could enable a 5-fold increase in XR users and reduce network costs by up to 80% at the same time. Now, AI will of course play a role here as well, as operators use the technology to automate network operation and maintenance, to ensure that faults are picked up and addressed before they impact the end user. And last but not least will be the support for specific use cases, like edge computing, drones, and enhanced satellite connectivity. 5G Advanced will allow operators to provide specifically tailored use cases instead of just adapting generic connectivity as they do today. For example, China Unicom and Huawei worked with EA Automation to deploy a prototype of 5G Advanced ultra-reliable low-latency communications in a car welding production line. The tests consistently delivered their interface latency of around 4 milliseconds, and according to EA Automation, could save a typical automotive factory about $103 million each year. Now, just as 4G enabled the growth of social networks, app stores, and the collaborative economy, 5G Advanced will allow us to create entirely new business models and support new use cases across the whole of the economy. And operators are keen to roll out 5G Advanced, as you can see. Over 50% plan to roll out some form of 5G Advanced within a year of the standards, that's now being released. And that will grow quickly with the technology expected to be mainstream by 2027. Now, this is, of course, a slightly optimistic forecast, as the reality is that the deployment will depend on monetizable use cases, along with the solution availability. But nonetheless, the plans do signal an intense interest in 5G Advanced in the years to come. Now let's add AI to the picture. As we all know, AI has been in the background for many years, but in the last year or two, it's made it to the mainstream and it's really starting to reach critical mass. It's not a coincidence that AI and 5G have taken off at the same time. AI needed the 5G infrastructure, cloud processing, and computer power to take off and reach its full potential. For many years now, the mobile industry has used AI and machine learning in the background to improve operations and customer experience. But with generative AI, possibilities have exploded, and the race is on to figure out how to maximize the full potential of this new technology. By 2030, AI could contribute more than $15 trillion to the global economy, which is almost the same as China's annual GDP of around 18 trillion. The stakes are clearly very high to scale AI and to scale it quickly. Of course, Chinese operators are one of the leaders in this space, with China Mobile, China Telecom, and China Unicom, all launching their own LLMs. In fact, about 40% of global LLMs are now developed in China. And operators are all working on developing AI models and services for the enterprise market. But Huawei is also innovating with AI, applying network intelligence and technologies to data comms. Huawei's NetMaster, powered by generative AI and an HD network digital map, are accelerating the race towards level 4 autonomous networks. Similarly, Net 5.5G, high-quality 10 gigabits per second cloud campus, is leveraging AI technologies to upgrade the wireless, application, and operation and maintenance experience. And Net 5.5G converged WAN is enabling intelligent defense and increasing the efficiency of security operations by around 100 times. There's a tremendous amount of opportunity in this space, and things are moving quickly. But as leaders, it's also crucial that we pay attention to developing this technology ethically and sustainably, and assuring that we don't leave anyone behind. At the GSMA, we are committed to this. In September, we launched the Responsible AI Maturity Roadmap to support operators, giving them recommendations and guidance on responsible AI practices. We're one of the first industries to do that. With IBM earlier this year, we launched the Foundry AI Challenge to explore new AI use cases and to use GSMA Advanced AI training for leaders. This year, the GSMA and GTI have also partnered to explore the opportunities of integrating 5G Advanced and AI to solve industry problems and to drive innovation. At the moment, we have two key challenges. The first is focused on new calling services, and the second around wireless networks intelligence, which will be focused on AI-enabled testing and evaluation. Now, I encourage you to download the GSM app using the QR code on the screen to keep up to date with all of these developments and many more. Now, it's all very well having this technology, this incredible technology, but looking to the future, there are three key areas that we need to focus on to ensure we can complete the 5G promise, as it were. Investment, spectrum, and partnership. Now, accelerating the growth of 5G and keeping up with customer demands is going to take a massive amount of investment by mobile operators. In fact, by the end of the decade, operators are expected to invest around $1.5 trillion in CapEx alone. At the same time, as you can see in this graph, mobile revenue growth has stalled or even declined year on year, as we keep investing to keep the world connected. So this is a crucial time for us as an industry to find innovative ways to drive growth and close the investment gap. GSMA Open Gateway is a key part of our strategy to monetize and unlock the full potential of 5G networks. It provides a common framework of APIs that will bring universal access to operator networks, allowing developers and cloud service providers to improve and build new digital services. We've seen some phenomenal progress so far. Today, over 270 networks representing around 74% of all mobile connections have joined the Open Gateway initiative. It's been great to have the support of Huawei, as well as China Mobile, China Telecom, and China Unicom along the way. And they've also opened the first Open Gateway Open Lab to the world. Our research shows that Open Gateway could unlock up to $300 billion of market opportunity. So as we look to the future, we're committed to driving growth and ensuring that Open Gateway is a success. Of course, the industry is also exploring many other monetization opportunities, including speed-based pricing, bundling and zero rating, customer segmentation, and 5G fixed wireless access. You can read more about these in the most recent GSMA intelligence report that's on the screen today. Now, the next few years will be crucial, and as an industry, we're committed to working together and with other industries to find solutions that will open up strategic opportunities for everyone. Moving a spectrum, all of us in the room know that achieving the full potential of 5G and 5G Advanced is going to require a lot more spectrum. On average, countries will need a total of 2 gigahertz of mid-bands per market. Last year, the ITU World Radio Telecommunications Conference laid the foundation for progress on 5G Advanced and beyond. In the future, the 6 gigahertz band will be crucial to meeting industrial customer demands. And so we need government and industry to work together to support the development of 6 gigahertz for mobile, ensure a spectrum roadmap is delivered to mobile operators, and establish clear timelines for equipment and handsets to be ready at scale. If we can get this right, we set the stage for the transition to a real Industry 4.0 and for all of our digital economies to really take off. Last but not least is partnership. Yes, we need investment, yes, we need infrastructure and enabling regulation, but more than ever, we need partnership. We need to work together across industries, governments, and academia to inspire and challenge and hold each other to account, and to make sure we're building a future that benefits everyone. At the GSMA, we've seen the power of partnerships many times over, but this time is no different. From the original GSM roaming standards, where 13 countries worked together to harmonize mobile voice services, to becoming the first industry to support the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, to Open Gateway and the GSMA Foundry partnerships today. The opportunities and the impact that we can have as an industry are exponentially bigger when we work together. Ladies and gentlemen, we're only about halfway through the 5G era and only at the very beginning of the ALE. As the technologies continue to advance and evolve, we're only going to see more opportunities open up. We're at a pivotal moment in time, a moment that could change everything going forward. The opportunities that lie ahead are endless, as long as we work together. Our industry is truly at the heart of the digital future, and I, for one, cannot wait to see what comes next. Now, thank you so much for your time today, and I very much look forward to hearing from the rest of the speakers. Thank you very much.